Well, you didn't think we'd be back tonight. There you go. We're back live doing another show, Thfc Till I Die, pre-match before we play Sporting Lisbon, the biggest game we played in a while. Win tomorrow night, we qualify for the knockout stages if results go our way. Ellie, successful show early for your First Lady shows. Congratulations. Yeah. How are you? And we've got we've dug a little gem up for you.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know if where it is gone now. Where has it gone now? Oh, here we go. Got it now. Now, this picture, this is the first ever ladies Spurs team. This is now the first ever ladies Spurs team. Ellie, when was this picture taken?
This was in 1985, just after Broxbourne ladies broke up. 1985. It could have been 86 though. It might have been. It probably end of 85, beginning of 86, roughly around that time. Because I remember my friend who's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th girl. That's my friend. And she played with me. And the girl second from the back played with me as well.
Well,
yeah.
One thing that surprises me,
I just had too many injuries. I couldn't play.
Yeah. But they've all got dark hair. And there's only one blondie there, and she's hiding.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And she's the tallest in the team.
She's the tallest in the team.
Yeah.
We've got a few people in. We've got Carl Simpson, big up Carl. We've got Dave Clark from Leicester, big up Dave Clark.
I've got that name for him. Yeah, I sent it to him. It's Kit Graham, who was injured, who was a very, very good player. Kit Graham.
Kit Graham, big up Dave. David, thanks for joining us. We've got Lisa, big up Dermot, Ellie.
Yes,
I can't see you.
Mexicana.
Well, Mexicano. There's the Mexican Grand Prix actually next week, I think.
Yeah.
So
do you know when I worked for Marcus Evans, I sold the Mexican Grand Prix to a Brazilian company. They bought it off us. You know, hospitality, that's what I mean.
Yeah. So Lisa, if you're going to the Grand Prix, let us know, and take some. If you are, take some videos and send them to Ellie for the channel because we'll stick them up because I'm a massive Formula One nut. David Clark saying big up Lisa. Lisa saying good evening, Carl. David Dawes saying even Lisa. Lisa is saying, can you see them? Maybe I need to exit and get back in.
Oh right, what? She's sending us pictures.
I don't know.
If she's sending us pictures, she can send them to our Twitter page or to me on WhatsApp.
Yeah, send them to. Send them to.
I'll have a look on Twitter, see if she sent us anything.
Yeah, we've got David Clark. Yes, that she's a top player.
She is.
He's asking when will she be back. He's asking.
She's already in training, so she won't be long. She's already in training. She just has to get that general fitness back after a long injury. But when I go to the Spurs training ground to interview the ladies, once I get that signature done for her game 2, I'll have the authority from Chloe Wakeling, the Spurs lady. I just have to wait for that to come through, and then she'll give me the authority.
Yeah.
And I've got the old badge and everything to go into the training centre. Yeah.
Lisa, I can see you now. Brilliant. That's what we like to hear. And Carl says, the Monaco loves. I like that actually. Dermatron de Monaco. That's a good one. Loves
That's really good. Well done, Carl.
Is quite
He's
good.
such a clever man. He's such a clever man. Very funny.
Right. Listen, we didn't do it earlier, but we will do it now. Please, please, if you can donate to the charity we're starting up. We're trying to start it up early.
Yeah.
It's on the 18th of February. We'll start at midday, me and Ellie. We're going all the way through to midnight. The PayPal is on the YouTube channel, so a little bit towards the charities for. I let Ellie.
The 18th of November, Dermot.
Huh?
18th of November.
18th of November. That's when we do a 12-hour stream.
Yeah.
And if you're there, if you want to become a Patreon member as well, the link is there as well. But for every patron you pick as a channel, we will add to it. We will add to the charity ourselves out of our own pockets. So that's what we will do. It's going to a good cause. It's going to help families and children. So that's what we're trying to do for Christmas. We've got Carl saying to do it when it big up Carl, and we've got Alex down Hilton steak, big up steak.
Yeah.
Can you actually say anything else bar steak?
He can. You know, when he talks about Spurs, he's very intelligent. He just uses that steak as a colloquial thing. You know,
I mean, the last time we had him on this channel, we had R2D2, 3PO. God knows that the men from Mars in his closet, there was all sorts of noises and bangs going on. So that was that was a bizarre thing. I've never got over that, to be fair. That scarred me for life. Right.
It doesn't matter, Derv. It's all good. It's all good.
It is good, yeah. At the time, I didn't appreciate it, but looking back on it now, I do find it funny. I was head electrician, construction, Silverstone. Wow, F1 race track and building in 2010. Big up, David. Carl says the women love steak. Glamorous. Yes, they do.
You do.
And Alex Henry's doing
I
some
like
Carl.
a bit of steak.
Ellie, look.
Steak, mushrooms and chips, yes.
Ellie, well, we're starting with a bit of breaking news. Let me get it up on my phone. Let's see now. Manchester City. Give me 2 seconds. Man City have qualified for the Champions League last 16. They're through after a 0-0. They drew 0-0 away to Germany. Yeah, I just
watched it.
Yeah, to Dortmund. Celtic are out. Celtic didn't qualify for the Europa League, so I think Celtic are now out of Europe for this season. But Ellie, that's not what we're here. We're here to talk about Tottenham Hotspur, tomorrow's match against Sporting Lisbon. We're also going to have our say on the club. Now, there's a lot of other channels are having their say, and we've tried to stay quite neutral on this channel, and I think it's what we want to do. But I think for the last 48 hours, me and Ellie have been talking a lot about the club and how we feel. So I'm going to have my say for the first 5 minutes, and then Ellie will have her say.
Yeah.
For me personally, I think Levy will back Conte in January, and he will back him in the summer. My reason for that is because Conte will hold out to sign a new contract. Once he sees that he's being backed, he will then sign a new contract. I think Conte's here for the long haul. I have been very critical of Daniel Levy in the past, but I think he backed him in January. We had 2 players come in January. We had 5 or 6 players come in the summer. And I think it's a rebuilding job. Conte keeps saying, be patient. He needs 2 more windows. And I think if we give him January and then next summer, I think we will see improvements. Now, it was said earlier on another stream tonight, and Dave, and I watched Dave's, it was a brilliant stream with Ben and Tottenham and Sean was on there, and a brilliant stream, really enjoyed it. And somebody said, I can't remember who, said, if we get a couple of really top players in that team will be transformed. And I agree with that. I think it will be. So we've got to be patient. We've got to trust this process we're going through. We cannot keep chopping managers left, right, and centre. Ellie and me remember the times, how many managers we went through in the 90s, Ellie. Loads. I can't remember. We cannot keep chopping and changing. We have to stick with Conte. He will stay. He will be backed. He will take us to success this season, whatever it is, a League Cup, an FA Cup. Who knows? Even the league. I doubt we will, but if we can finish top 3, go really far in the Champions League and get a cup, I will be happy. And then we go again in the summer and go again next season. But we got to be in contention, and I think we will be still in the top 3 by the World Cup. But I'm backing Levy. I'm going to back Conte. They will bring success. That is my view on it all. I think we've just got to trust the process and be calm. We've got injuries. we haven't. The players didn't perform on Sunday. We all agree with that. We all agree there was mistakes made. But now is the time to get behind them, get behind the lads, get behind the teams, get behind Conte, show them that we love them and we back them. We will get through this. We will be successful. Trust the process. That's all I'm going to say in this matter. Ellie, what do you want to say on it all?
Yeah, right. So basically, I'm picking up from where you left off, Dermot, and what I said on Irish Hotspur's fan cam last night. I said I watched Conte's interview, and it was very revealing because he said, like you said, you have to have patience. And I actually started off on a little rant about Bill Nicholson because I wasn't happy about that. And then I quickly moved on to the fact that Conte he needs time. We need patience because he's identified already who the deadwood is, but he just couldn't get them all out in one window, right? So he put quite a few of them on loan, and I know people say they're going to come back, but we can always try and sell them, for good, yeah. So basically, I basically said that he's going to put in his own building blocks into the wall to build the house of Conte.
Yeah.
Because I like to be graphic when I'm describing things, yeah? So when he's actually built the house of Conte and he's got them playing in the style that he's renowned for, then we're going to fly. Because at the moment, he's got weakest link players who are letting him down, like they let the other managers down. But there's players in that team who are not letting him down, and he's identified them. He knows the ones he wants to keep. It's plain and clear who he's going to keep, right? Because they're the ones who are performing, the ones who are making the individual errors, the ones that are not pulling their weight, he's going to get rid of them, right? And the ones that are not good enough as well, they're just not up to it, right? To win a league title, that's what I'm talking about, because that's his aim. He wants to win the league. He doesn't want to finish second, third, or fourth. That's not good enough for Conte. He came in November, we were ninth. He took us to fourth. That in itself was a miracle.
Yeah.
With those players, Emerson, Davies, Dyer, just three, Doherty. And then you've got the ones that came in that were positive, that Paratici identified, Kulu and Bentancur, they made fantastic difference. Do you imagine if they got us a centre back at that stage? I think we'd be even higher now. I reckon we'd be above Arsenal if we just got that centre back, because the centre back is the spine of the team. He controls everything. He doesn't just control the centre. He's usually the leader of the team, like Dave Mackay was.
Yeah.
We need another Dave Mackay or another Graham Roberts, and we'll fly. That's all I've got to say.
Yeah. Ellie, look, you and me are very much on this channel, the history of Spurs. We rarely big up the history of Tottenham, and we tried to take care of it and tried to present it to the younger fans. Look, this is the club's past is just as important as the present and what the future holds.
Yeah.
Look, I got this comment here for David Clark, and it's going to really set me where I want to go next, Ellie. And it is what you started on, what you said. It says, having supported the Spurs since 1961, I feel lucky to watch a team play in the best league in the world. But I don't go to a lot of games, so I realise fans' anger. Well, look, Dave, I'm angry because the club didn't do anything for our greatest manager we've ever had at the club.
Yeah.
The man that was there, he started as a player. He then was a coach. He was the right-hand man to Jimmy Anderson. Then, when Jimmy Anderson had to retire due to ill health, Bill Nick took over. On a Saturday morning, we went out and played Everton and won 10-4, I think, in his first game.
Yeah.
2 years. Now, I'm saying 2 years later, where Danny Blanchflower was picking up that FA Cup, completing a double that hadn't been done since the 1800s. 62.
And it was a double done in style, Dermot, in ultimate style.
And we could have won the double the previous in 62, 61, 62
Yeah,
as well.
we was nearly there.
Now,
We finished third and won the FA Cup.
yeah, but the point I'm making, Ellie, the club should have done something for him on the
I
day
know.
he passed away. Ellie, look, why do you realise how did he think as much as I say, look, I'm going to give him a chance. I've said it.
Yeah,
I'm going to give Levy a chance. I'm going to see what happens. Do
yeah.
you think they realise that? Do you think they realise how important our past is, or are they just so disconnected from the club's history, or do you think they do realise, but they're just so how can I put it?
Blasé.
No, they just don't think. They speak before they think, if you know what I mean. Because they may do something tomorrow.
I think, yeah.
Do
I
you know
think,
what I'm trying to get at?
yeah, I know what you're trying to get at. I just think they're disrespectful
Mm,
because, like I said yesterday, right, I said about Steve Perriman going to the club
yeah.
because I went to Ware Football Club and Steve
Mm,
Perriman was talking there. And without making Steve Perriman sound like
mm,
an idiot, because he's
mm,
not, he's our club captain, he just made out that there's so many owners, not just
mm.
Levy. I mean, he was on the steps going into the stadium, and Alan Sugar just passed him and didn't even say hello to him.
Oh, I thought
Right?
he said that before on the stream. We were on here, and he
Yeah,
said that
and
before,
he
Ellie.
reiterated it at that talk. And then he said every time he tried to speak to Levy, it was like he was a leper at the club, and he's thinking like he thought to himself, they're thinking, what are you doing here? Because he's not an ambassador, because he doesn't want to toe the line. Yeah,
Mm.
he doesn't want to toe the line where he can't speak against them.
Yeah,
And he
but
said, but his wife is the perfect angel. He loves Levy's wife. If
mm,
Levy's wife is watching, Steve Perriman loves you.
mm.
But it's
Look,
just disrespect not to honour him. I don't care if they forgot, right? They could have, if they forgot, somebody should have phoned them up, or even fans should have screamed at the beginning of the match.
mm,
Where's our Bill Nichols? Because there's many fans of our, not your age, because you're younger than me, right? So there's many fans who are 60 to 70 years old,
mm.
and the 70-year-old ones would have been 10 or 11 when Bill Nicholson won the double, so, but they're the ones that really care, the 70 and the 8-year-old ones. Me, I wasn't born, but I was told by my dad about Bill Nicholson
We
and
were
what he
both.
did for our club, because he
Yeah,
won the league title in
mm,
1951 as a player,
yeah,
and then he done the double for us. He won the first European trophy that any British club had won. No, any
mm.
English club, sorry. Because I know Celtic won the European Cup, didn't they?
In
Before us.
1960. No, we
Yeah.
were the. No, Celtic won the European Cup in. I think it was 67. They won the European Cup.
Right. So there was one club that did it. We're the first English club, I believe, to have won
Yeah,
a cup in Europe, the
yeah,
European Cup Winners' Cup
yeah,
in 63. And we should have won the Champions League, but it was called the European Cup then.
yeah.
But they fiddled us out of it, because I was watching Jimmy Greaves' talk
Mm.
with these guys who do a podcast, but they were on stage with him, and they asked him about it, and he said the referee took one the bum. He goes, he made me laugh. Jimmy Greaves, he's such a character. And he said that he didn't support Spurs as a boy. He didn't
Um,
really follow football.
yeah, Ellie, can I just stop you there? Sorry. Tottenham were
Yeah,
the first British side to win a European
the
trophy.
first British side.
Yeah. So
So
North,
that includes Scotland as well then.
yeah. Mm,
Yeah, so we're the pioneers. We were the first ones to open the gates
mm,
for other clubs to follow us. Yeah.
mm.
And we are the first club to win the FA Cup as a non-league club. That's a
Yeah,
miracle in itself, Dermot. To win
it
the
is.
FA Cup as a non-league team.
Mm,
Yeah. So we have to remember our history. We have to honour the men that made our club what it is today. Because without Bill Nicholson, we're nothing.
Yeah.
If we forget him and we don't honour him on the day that he died, it's disgraceful. Sorry, it is.
Look,
I'm not blaming Levy. I'm blaming his commercial team. But I know he's in charge of them, so he should have pulled his finger out and said, "Look, we've made a boo-boo here. We're going to apologise."
We've got David Clark said, I was born in Harlow, Essex. As a 12-year-old, I played table tennis with Eusebio. And the Portuguese. Wow. I bet you that's a. Listen,
that's so brilliant.
I would love to get David on the show and just dig into his memories.
Such an interesting man.
Yeah.
Just that, born in Harlow, that's where Glenn Hoddle was born, my club hero.
And Shamu said, Dermatron, a.k.a. Dermot, a.k.a. Mickey Hazard.
Yay.
I've got a comment here, started here, Ellie, from Carl Simpson. And I want our thoughts on this as well, which is very, very, at the moment, I think it's very prominent. I am angry because we have a fan base that spends more time digging each other out, and belittling them than supporting our great club. Look, I said it today on Ellie's stream. Bullying, and I said it on Twitter as well. I put a comment to a comment on Twitter. Bullying, abuse to anybody, man, woman, child, monkey, dog, cat, alien from Mars, even if Mr. Burns from The Simpsons down the road, should not be tolerated in any shape, form.
Mm-hmm.
It's down to, I've said this to you, Ellie, privately, it's down to the social medias to put something in place to stop this happening. Where's this going to stop? Where's all this? And you know that you put a comment up about Højbjerg, Ellie, and you told me you got some abuse from it yourself.
I did, because I'm Queen Ellie Højbjerg. All I put up is, do you think he deserves to be rotated or dropped? To see, I did it to see how many people hate on Højbjerg. Because when I go on streams, it seems like everybody's hating on him. But I had the other reaction. Everybody was loving him and supporting him. So I answered everybody, and I said, I did this to see if there's any haters on my stream, on my Twitter page. And there was no haters. Honestly, there was not one bad word against him. It's just in our community.
But you said you got attacked yourself. That's the point I'm making.
Yeah,
you said
I did.
Somebody attacked you.
Yeah, they did. They attacked me personally, right? Yeah. And because I've got a thick skin now, I actually answered that person, and I put him straight. I said to him, I actually adore Højbjerg. If you go on my TikTok page and you go on THFC TikTok page, you'll see masses of stuff of Højbjerg with me, with pictures of Højbjerg, you know, music with Højbjerg. I've got everything with Højbjerg.
She goes out to dinner with Højbjerg.
I love him as a player. I don't love him as a man.
Yeah.
I'm married. I'm a married woman. I just love him as a player because he depicts everything that's good about a professional footballer in this day and age.
Yeah, but the point, Ellie, I'm trying to make is, I was trying to use that as an example.
It's about bullying, isn't it?
And when will the social medias like YouTube, like Facebook, like Twitter, like Instagram, like Snapchat will put something in to stop these people doing this to other people? Not everyone's like you, Ellie, who's got a thick skin.
I know.
There's people with mental health issues that would take that criticism the wrong way.
I know.
And
I know.
It's very important. And Carl Simpson is right when he says we've got to back the team. We've got to put that energy. If you've got enough energy attacking somebody else for their views or their opinion, why not put it behind the team? Why not go there and put it behind the team and help the team forward in their need? And I think Carl Simpson makes a very, very good point there. He also adds to that.
true. It's
Yeah,
true.
he also adds to it as well. We're all like armchair. We all like to be armchair managers, which is cool and fun. It's part of supporting our club. But some of these fans almost try to what's that? Try to
Indoctrinate
people.
people.
It's nuts. It is, Carl. Look,
I know.
on this channel, everyone's opinion is welcomed. Everyone's opinion will be respected. It's all that's how you do debates. That's how
Yeah.
you run a YouTube channel. It's all about
Whether
opinions.
they'll leave you in or leave you out, we respect their opinion, because at the end of the day, everyone's got a different angle. But what I wanted to add, Dermot, it also starts from the mum and dads that David Clark mentioned earlier, which I actually said that on a stream for her game too, when I was on Mari's show, Mari's Loveland, because it was me and Kirst in support of her game too. And then we actually said it on Free Book Spurs Boys as well. We reiterated it, because if the mums and dads teach their children not to bully and not to be spiteful, and be a pleasant person. You don't have to attack the person. Attack the argument, but not the person. Don't get personal. It's too vicious, and it can lead to somebody doing something nasty to themselves, because they can't take it. It's not right. We've got to stamp it out as a community. If you see bullying on any site, just call them out.
I mean, how do we do it, Ellie? How do we
all stand together, Dermot? We all stand together against that person in the chat, like David Harris does when he sees somebody bullying somebody else. He doesn't block them. He says to them, look, that's not on. And he says it in a respectful way, right? So that they understand. I'll keep you in the chat, he says. Just be respectful. Attack the argument, not the person. Yeah? And he handles it really well, David does.
And look, that's what we try to do in this channel as well. But when you see people being attacked, you went to the game. You told me a story today, Ellie, that you went to the game with your 3 daughters and you got attacked by some fellow. We won't go into because the stories we've said about the story, but use that example. It's people that what really worries me, and I've said this privately, and I've now said it to you as Ellie as well, and Philip. What's it gonna take for these social media people to do something about this? To put does it gonna have to take somebody to do something bad for them to actually come in and get laws put into from governments, put laws into countries that there has to be a support network within these social medias to protect people? That if you get, and you see also, Ellie, they'll get banned. 2 minutes later, they're back in with another channel, with another different name.
They set up fake accounts as well, Dermot. They set up fake accounts under other names.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's another show, and I don't really want to go into. I really want to get into the Sporting Tottenham game, but it's something that in these social medias need to look into, and I think with her game too as well, with what you went through at the stadium as well, stewarding needs to be educated. People need to be educated. We do all this for racial abuse, where we take the knee before games. Let's do something we need to all to do something for normal abuse, because it will get worse and worse. But the social medias have to take responsibility and do something themselves. But look, we'll park that for another show, and we will have that debate on another show, because I know me and Ellie, something close to our heart. Ellie, I put into the chat, right? And I did a few polls actually.
Okay.
I've been busy. I've been very busy.
You've been busy today.
Well, I couldn't sleep last night.
Social media general.
Well, I couldn't sleep last night, so I started putting polls up on our Twitter page, which is THFC Till I Die, if you haven't subscribed to us yet. Right? And the first poll I put was...
Please like and subscribe.
It was actually. No, actually, the first poll I put was, please get your remarks into the chat. we'd love to know what you think as well.
Yeah.
Right? Now, we've had 18 votes. There's still 5 hours and 24 minutes left to vote, but there's been 18 votes on it. So I think it's a fair description of people, but please put your thoughts in as well. Who has been a better chairman for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club? And the 3 people I put were Scholar, Sugar, and Levy. Right? Ellie, who do you think's on top at the moment? And who do you think's in second?
I vote Levy first, best, because of the good things that he's done at the club as well. You know, we haven't won trophies, that's the downer, but the good things he's done, he's built us a beautiful stadium, got the players a beautiful training ground. He's trying to change the ethos of the club by putting in a top winner as a manager, and then he's giving him time. He's giving him time, being patient, and also Conte's being patient. So, I vote Conte first, Sugar second, and Scholar third. I don't like Scholar. He used to interfere with everything.
Well,
and try and pick the team. No, you're not doing that, mate.
Well, you got it a little bit wrong, Ellie. You got it a little bit wrong. Big up Nick as well for joining. Big up to United
Yay, Jacob.
Jacob, please get hold of us.
Traore.
We need to get you on the stream, Jacob. So please get in contact with Ellie or myself, and we'll sort that out. We'd love to get you on. Well, you're wrong.
Such a funny guy.
Yeah, you're wrong.
I'm wrong. So who was the most popular?
The man that looks like Blofeld.
Alan Sugar.
No, Levy. Levy, you're right. Levy. Levy was right.
What are you on about, Blofeld? I don't even know what Blofeld is. What's Blofeld?
Blofeld's at the Bond films. He was bald, wasn't he?
Oh yeah. James Bond. Yeah.
Maybe I should have said Kojak. Maybe I should have said Kojak. Levy was 61%. Sugar was third with 17%. And Scholar is second with 22%.
I don't know. Because Scholar built the stand, didn't he? He actually built the stand.
Right. For people that don't know, the Tottenham are owned by 3 families. The Wales, the Brenhams, and somebody else. Yeah. They got into debt, I think it was £5 million's worth of debt, pounds, over the West Stand. And the family started shouting it, round with each other. There was a big fight between the families. Scholar and his co-mate come in, took over Tottenham. And the rest is history. We nearly went to the wall, but that's for another show. But that's where Scholar come in. So Scholar's second, 22%, Ellie. Sugar is third with 17%. And Levy is leading the way on 61%. So Levy has been a better chairman for Tottenham Hotspur Football Club.
Yeah. Well, he has, because the only thing he hasn't delivered is trophies. He's got to deliver some trophies now. So
I just thought that was an interesting poll to start off.
Right. You know, I just wanted to say something, because there's another chairman called I think he was our chairman, Douglas Alexiou.
He was with Scholar. He was with Scholar.
Yeah, right. So his mum and dad are from my mum's village.
Yeah.
In Cyprus. Yeah. And my mum told me about that. So I believe her. Yeah. His mum and dad were from our village. Not my village, my mum's village, because she was born there.
Carl Simpson's got lead for infrastructure, but not the football. Then Sugar for saving us.
That's what I agree with. Yeah. Because on the football pitch, we've only won one cup in 22 years. Adama in, yes.
Yeah.
Come on, bring him home.
Bring him home. Scholar was a criminal. Dave will be going into that. We're doing that within the charity stream. We're going to look into the finance of the 80s, and that's what I want to get Shawnee on for, to sort of discuss about football finances.
A lot of rich men are criminals. I'll put that one out there.
He said, just let me know 24 hours in advance, and I'll be there. Big up, Jacob. We'll sort something out for you, sir. Great to have you on. He's just wrong about Perisic. We'll get on to Perisic in a minute, Shamu, so done with there. And Carl Simpson said, I would love to see Levy with a Kojak beard. That would be funny.
You know what? That's another Greek fella, Telly Savalas.
Yeah, I used to love Kojak as a kid. I really
Us Greeks
did.
get everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we should.
I used to love it. And his brother was one of the detectives, the chubbier guy.
Yeah, we should do. We should start a protest. Bring back Kojak.
Bring
Right,
back
Ellie.
Kojak. I
The
loved it.
second poll I did was, and this all goes within the chat as well. Should Hugo be dropped for our next game? Now,
Oh yeah.
Ellie, we're gonna play devil's advocate here. I'm gonna be for Foster starting. You're gonna have to be for Hugo starting. And in the chat, we want yes or no. Does Hugo start? Not who do you want, just yes or no. So go on, Ellie. If you want to go first about why Hugo should start.
I think we should start with Hugo, because sometimes he has a rush to the head and he makes silly errors like he did against Newcastle, right? But overall, he's been fabulous this season. Look at the Man United game. We could have lost that 6 or 7-0 if it weren't for him, with all those fabulous days. And the ones that he did against Fulham were brilliant. Everybody forgets the ones that he saves, right? And he even saved the penalty against Leicester, but he was adjudged to have come off his line, which was really harsh, I must add. But he's just been fabulous. He's catching. The only thing I can mark him down on is his kicking, obviously, because everybody knows his kicking is terrible. But he's an old school goalie. He's an old-fashioned goalie who's a shot stopper. There's no better shot stopper than Hugo Lloris, right? So if we drop him, what have we got? Forster. Not as good. Sorry, he's not as good. And I just feel Lloris, whenever he makes mistakes, he always bucks up his ideas and he plays it safe, because he occasionally does that. Every season he'll do one or two things that you think, what are you doing, Lloris? What are you doing? And then he'll do a world-class save. Even in the Champions League semi-final, if you remember, he done some fantastic saves. So I'm voting for Lloris to stay in, because he's our club captain as well, and he keeps everybody in order in the dressing room. He makes sure everybody's disciplined. So we go out there with a strong head. Yeah. There, that's my case. Lloris in. So go on, Dermot.
Well, for me, I am right. For me, hang on, let me just take this off. That's it. Sorry, that's coming off there. Right.
The way through.
Right. For me, Lloris is a liability. He fucking let us down. He come running out like Boo Boo the Clown, right? And then ran into a Newcastle player, right? And then fell over like he'd been on a diving board for the Olympic sporting team. He would have got an 8.2 for his dive. I mean, he just ran into the Newcastle player. Right? And then he had Dyer sitting behind him, waving his hand around like he was trying to bring in a plane at White Hart Lane. Them planes that do that. Right?
It's a celebrity appearance.
Yeah, it is. Instead of thinking, right, I need to run back and protect the goal. Yeah. Why Lloris was out there in the first place, I have no idea. But look, I think it's time. Foster was bought, and I think Foster is a good goalkeeper. He's a big lad. He's a strong lad. Look, personally, myself, I would go for Bazunu. I bring Bazunu in. I know there'd be a buyback clause for Man City, but I've seen him play for Ireland. He's a world-class goalkeeper, going to be a world-class goalkeeper. Ellie, his distribution is world-class as a young lad. But for me, you have to put Foster in tomorrow night. I think he's reliable. He would do a good job. And I think Lloris needs to be out for a few games, because that on Sunday, the second goal he was at fault for, the first goal is at fault for. It's the same with he may have saved us at Man United, Ellie, but he didn't make a mistake for the first goal. He needs to be dropped, and Foster needs to take his place for tomorrow. But that's my opinion. I respect your opinion. You're probably going to be right, but there you go. So let's see in the chat.
The boy from Nice has to stay in.
Yeah. Well, let's see now. Carl Simpson. Lloris starts, but Foster on the weekend. Give time. Yeah, so that's 1-0 for you, Ellie.
Come on.
Aaron
Yeah.
Dobb, big up Aaron. Long time no
Come
see.
on,
Glad
Aaron.
I see in the chat. It says, I
Aaron
agree
good,
with Ellie.
Aaron
Hugo
good.
starts. Even the best keepers have blunders. But the lad still got reflexes like a cat on speed when
That's what I'm talking about. He
when
gets
defense
us out of our
doesn't mess
pickle
up.
because he's very
Yeah,
athletic.
yeah, that's
Brilliant
true.
stopper.
Just needed the Benny Hill theme for the Hugo mistakes.
Yeah. And the old man getting the tap on the head.
Yeah. I just wish somebody would do that for the goal on Sunday. Just put the Benny Hill as he starts running out, right? Just start the Benny Hill tune. That would be hilarious.
All the young viewers watch Benny Hill and you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, or just ask your parents. Yeah, because
Yeah,
the bit at the end, Ellie's a bit rude. The bit at the end's a bit rude. Right. It's a bit like watching Dave Allen. That's a bit. He's a bit. But
he wouldn't. They wouldn't get away with it nowadays, would they?
No,
It'd be very PC.
Dave Clark's but Louise has been a flawed goalkeeper in his whole career. Punches the ball when he should catch. This is harsh, but I agree with him. I've seen Jennings, so Louise doesn't hit the mark. Big up, David. Thank you. That's one
David,
from me.
I'd like to address that because foreign goalkeepers, they're taught to punch rather than catch. That's how they're taught, especially in France. If you watch French keepers, they generally come out and try to punch the ball. So it's like a leopard can't change his spots, but he does catch it occasionally. Very rarely, but he does catch it occasionally.
I like what Dave's coming up with
and
next.
Remember, he's a World Cup winner.
Yeah, so's my cat. So's my cat, Ellie.
So is your cat.
So's my cat, Ellie.
Your cat has not won the World Cup.
Yeah, he did win the World Cup. Yeah, he won the World Cup for Ireland as the cat goalkeeper. Right. Henderson on oblique for me. I'm not
black for me.
I don't like Henderson. I don't think he's a good goalkeeper. I don't think he's reliable enough, but that's my own opinion. A lot of people do, but I go for Bazunu all day.
To tell you the truth, he hasn't really played a lot for Man United, and he got the transfer to Forest.
Yeah,
and he's been an ever-present for them, and they're near the bottom of the league. So how can you put him in front of Lloris? We're third.
I know. Well, look, please let us also in the chat if we've gone past 700 subs. We are trying to get over it. We were there. We've gone back again, so we're trying to get over the hill again. I think it might be my chubby belly.
Oblak, who does he play for? Is it Dortmund?
Probably. I don't know. We'll look that up. Dave Clark said, I said on the podcast last night, Dyer would be great at parking aircraft. Yeah, exactly. He's like this.
Yeah,
he's
useless.
He was like this. I mean, Ellie, who's he waving his hands at? He was the one that made the mistake to begin with. So
Maybe he was waving to Højbjerg in the crowd because a lot of people say that Højbjerg waves his hands a lot.
Maybe
Højbjerg was in the stadium and he was waving to his mate.
Maybe somebody was playing the village people and in the stadium somewhere.
YMCA. That was a joke of a goal.
Yeah, Shamu says I'm 30, so people should know that. Jesus, Shamu, I thought you looked about 45, but there you go.
He's a young lad.
I don't know if Shamu's joining us for the watch along tomorrow night. I hope he is because I love Shamu in the watch along. Paul Pablo, good evening, Paul.
Paul Pablo, yay.
Paul Brown, Ari, Hugo.
Paul Brown today to say thank you for his comment about Alan Gilsey.
Yes, I saw that myself.
Yeah.
Aaron saying David Clark, just as long as he's not the lad waving the flags, directing the planes where to land. Yeah. Dye will put that up as well.
Thank you, Alan.
I don't care about Louise punching. I don't care about Louise punching. It's his awful kicking I can't stand.
I know. That's one thing I hate is kicking.
Do you remember back in the day, Ellie, where centre-backs used to kick for the goalkeeper?
Yeah.
They don't do that anymore. I don't know why they
I
don't do
know,
that.
because their goalkeeper used to be able to pick it up, and then
Yeah.
when it went for a goal kick, they used to put it on the spot, and then the centre half or somebody else would kick it out, either the left back or the right back, one of the three.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame
It is.
because Lloris is kicking. Oh,
Yeah.
I've
Sorry,
lost
Ellie,
so
go
many
on.
hairs from that. No, I was just saying, Lloris is kicking. When I'm at the stadium, I know he's going to do it. Actually, against Fulham, right? I was really shocked. He done this really brilliant kick. He sliced it. You know, like Emerson, not what's his name, Edison. He done an Edison kick. He sliced it, and it curled back right to Richarlison. It was brilliant. It was absolutely fabulous. I thought, where did he get that one from? I was shocked.
There's some funny dire quotes coming, Ellie.
I know.
They're
There's
brilliant.
going to be lots of dire quotes tonight.
Yeah, Dyer can keep. Put Dyer in goal, then we might defend better.
Yeah, because he's a big lummox, isn't he? He's 6'3", I think, 6'2".
Yeah,
He's massive, and his head is massive as well. So he'd be good in goal.
And they're offering him a new contract. That's unreal. That's another thing we're going to get into
Maybe
as well.
Maybe he's going to be our new goalie for 23-24 season.
Maybe. I think where those cut down Wellington boots on the wrong feet, that British comedian was used to. He was actually from Northern Ireland. That comedian, which we're not going to get into.
Which makes him British if he's from Northern Ireland.
We're not getting to this. You know how I feel. Don't force me down that road. Do not.
I want to keep going, Dermot.
You know, the Irish and British relations are a bit dodgy at the moment. Let's not ruin that even more.
I think Greek and British as well. Don't you worry.
But anyway,
they've got our Elgin marbles. The British.
I remember one of his jokes was he says, "I went down to I forget what it was now. It was one about a pack of the nails. It will come to me, but I know who you mean, David.
Yeah.
I used to remember as a kid. Davey something. Maybe Aaron can remember. Maybe if Aaron's in the chat, maybe Aaron will know. I know he is. I can't remember his name. They should work in the fairground then. Yeah. We've got Acalo Madrid, Shamu. I don't know.
What does that mean?
The goalkeeper.
Oh, a black. Yeah, a black is Atletico Madrid.
Yeah. David Clark goes a black all day long. I agree, but Bazoo knows better because he's Irish.
You can't beat the Irish. You can't beat the Irish.
I'm just about to call Shamu Sharon. Sharon Van Spurs with the thumbs up.
If there's any Jewish people in the chat, I've been told that Sharon and June and Julie, not Julie, sorry, Sharon and Tracy are generally Jewish names. Can somebody confirm that? Because I don't believe it.
We've got Mary and Ireland. That's everyone's a Mary. Everyone's married to a Mary over here.
Mary, quite contrary.
Mary went up the hill. That's what happened when she came down off the hill's the problem. But anyway, we're getting near the knuckle, Ellie. We're getting near the knuckle. We're nearly going over that line. We shouldn't be going over. But anyway,
we'll keep it clean.
Yeah.
Something crossed my mind.
In the Irish pub, Ellie, we won't keep it clean. That's for sure. But anyway, go on. You get this one out, Ellie. Go on.
Something crossed my mind. When I was 13, I used to take goal kicks for the keeper because I could hoof it up the park. Hoof.
Yeah.
Well done, Aaron. You hoofed it.
Yeah. We've got Paul Pablo, Luis dropping clangers, Arsenal game, Newcastle game, a few other games. He got away with it. Sure, he made great saves. It's a hard one. Yeah, it is. Luis, Luis hit that by accident.
Oh, yeah. He went straight up to the referee, though. He was arguing that he got barged off the ball.
It's a bit like Pete Shilton going up saying Maradona handed the ball. He didn't hit his head.
No, they just collided. They were both at fault. You couldn't.
Yeah.
That's why they gave the goal, because it was 50-50.
Aaron says, if any player deserves the Benny Hill highlight reel with Benny Hill theme tune, it's Brian Hill. Look, I disagree. I think I'm sorry. I think put a bit of meat on Hill.
I can see his point, though.
I can, but look, I'm sorry. I think Hill's going to be a hell of a player. We just need to give him time and beef him up a little bit. But that's a funny. Also get your players to who you like to see them with the Benny Hill theme in the chat as well. We won't be going for too much longer because
I'd like Lucas Moura.
Yeah, that'd be a good one.
Because he's so hippie as well. You know, he dribbles.
Yeah.
And he dribbles and he gets nowhere.
Yeah. Paul Pablo puts, I only know one word in Greek. Can I pronounce that, Ellie? Is that a swear word?
Malaga.
Yeah.
Maluka. I think he means Malaga.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
right.
Malaga is not a really... I can't say it on there.
No. Carl Simpson, Dyer is ideal for security on the door at the nightclub. He loves to blame other people. Keep them coming. Please keep them coming.
If you look at Dyer's face after we've lit in a goal and it's his fault, he's like looking around to who's to blame.
Darren Wimbledon, big up Darren. Nice to see you, Batman. He says Pat Jennings could kick. Yeah, that's true. He could kick. He was a good save as well. Calm Simpson says it's 2039. No reason to keep it clean. Oh Lord, some of these Dyer things are brilliant. Please keep them coming in. And who gets your which player that you don't like gets your Benny Hill theme tune? Please get them in. They're really funny. I met him in the Grimsby chip shop when I said I was lodging away. There was more. I met him in the Grimsby chip shop when I was lodging away, and there's more. There was more. More was his catchphrase.
And there's more was his catchphrase. Is that Benny Hill?
Oh,
and there's more.
Oh,
or was that?
It wasn't Frank Carson.
No, and there's more. It sounds Irish, doesn't it?
Yeah, Frank Carson was always use at 10. Jimmy Cricket, Jimmy.
It's the way I tell him. Isn't Frank Carson the way I tell him?
No,
it's Frank the way Carson. I tell him.
No, Frank Carson. Jimmy Cricket. That's it. Thank you, Andrew Gregory.
Cricket.
Jimmy Cricket.
But who used to say it's the way I tell him? It's the way I tell him. It's an Irish comedian.
I think it was Frank Carson, but Frank Carson always used to say.
Frank Carson.
Yeah, that Frank Carson always used to say news at 10. Frank Carson, news at 10. Right. Yeah, it's Jimmy Cricket. That's it.
Weren't he? With his piano playing.
Pablo said, "Hi there. There's more meat in the butcher's pencil."
It's true. He's so skinny. Do you know what? I was right at the front of the Frankfurt game. And Brian Hill came charging down the wing. And I thought, if anybody tackles him, he's going to break. Because he's so skinny. He needs to put on weight. Because he done a really good dribble and he got us a penalty.
He did. He
really lost the ball and then he won it back. He dribbled. He done a brilliant dribble. It's like a Ricky Beard dribble. And he got hacked down and he won us the penalty.
Yeah.
Which Harry Kane missed.
What was I also going to say? We've got Sanchez, Carl Simpson. Sanchez gets the Benny Hill feature.
Sanchez. Dermot, you know when you mentioned Sanchez, you always get a twitch in your eye, don't you? Like that.
Yeah.
I
don't know what's in the Fanta, but Jesus, I feel great tonight.
I reckon you put some vodka in there.
Don't drink, Ellie. Don't you start. Had them other lot telling me I was an alcohol, but that's a different problem.
Jimmy Cricket, yeah.
Jimmy Cricket, spot on. Frank Carson, that's it. Frank Carson, the way I tell him. Aaron's put at the Frankfurt game. You should have been let you read this one out, Ellie.
At Frankfurt game, You should have been steroid loaded frankfurters at him, Ellie, and telling him to eat. Yeah, it's true. I should have taken him back to dinner. You know, I would have fattened him up a bit because, like, in our house, if you don't eat, you're not staying. You've got to eat a 3-course meal and then another 3-course meal.
David Clark's put Cess has bulked up, but it's done nothing for his crossing. Look, the likes of Session.
I know.
Look, Doherty, Session couldn't cross the ball. I mean, Doherty gets past the halfway line, right, and he nosebleeds. He's thinking, Jesus, I gotta go back. But look, I think some of these players will come good. Give Cess time. He is young lad. Ellie, look, I'm going to bring up the group now for our match tomorrow. We'll take that off there. Look, if we win and results go away, we qualify for the second round of the Champions League.
Just got now that win. Yeah. I think we're going to win. I think we're going to get an easy win against Sporting. 3-1, I reckon. 3 or 4-1. Because we're better than them. We showed that we're better than them over there. They just had individuals who turned it on. Yeah, they had individuals that turned it on. And then Marcus Edwards had a little bit of a worldy dribble, didn't he? Other than that, they didn't really trouble us that much. Just in the last 2 minutes, they got the goals because we took our foot off the gas, took our eye off the ball as well at that corner. Yeah, so I think we'll beat
Frank. Do you think what about the Frankfurt and Marseille game? How do you see that going?
I think Frankfurt will win it because I think they've got much about them. I think Frankfurt because they'll want to qualify. So if they beat them, they'll be above them, won't they? And then it's all on the last match. Whereas if we seal our victory against Sporting, nobody can catch us apart from Frankfurt. Because they'll have 7 points.
Yeah, so we qualified then.
We've qualified, Yeah.
We go through this group here. Might as well go through the groups while we got them here, Ellie. Napoli probably have already qualified 4 out of 4.
Yeah.
So Napoli and Liverpool have qualified.
Amazing.
Yeah. Have group from Group A, Ajax into the Europa League and Rangers bottom. So I'm glad for Rangers. Yeah. Group B, Ellie, do you want to talk us through this group?
Yeah, I reckon Porto will and Bruges will qualify from that one. Possibly Atletico Madrid if they back up their ideas. But I think, I think it will be Bruges and Atletico who'll go through on that group.
I think it'll be Bruges.
Atletico will get a pick up last from Diego Costa.
Yeah.
Diego Simeone, sorry.
Yeah, I think also that the group for sorry, put my mic there. The Europa League spot is up for grabs as well.
Oh, you've gone, Dermot.
Huh? Have I? Hang on.
That's it. You're back. You're back.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're back.
Sorry, I think that's very tight between Atletico Madrid and Bayern as well for the third place. Look, I think Bruges and Porto. I think Bruges will go through in that group.
In Europe.
They have, they have, but I think we're going to Group C.
They're a very family-oriented club. They're a very close club, Porto.
Yeah,
you know. They're like the Liverpool of Portugal.
Yeah, well, Group C here, Ellie. Bayern Munich are through. That's just 4 out of 4. You can say they're not going to qualify for the next round. You've got Inter on 7, Barcelona on 4 points, and Palen's on 0, so they're out. So it's really between Inter and Barcelona.
It all depends on that result. I think Barcelona pulled one out of the bag there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me see. Can I get the fixtures?
That is a really rotten group, isn't it? Bayern Munich, Inter Milan, Barcelona, and then they throw in one rookie, Budan, who no one's heard of.
Sorry.
You got Conte there with a woman.
Sorry, I was trying to get the group. Yeah, don't start, Ellie. Ellie, don't start. So we've got Group D, of course, Tottenham. We should qualify tomorrow. Yeah. Ellie. See, there she's back again at Ellie. Right, we could be taken down for showing adverts, which we should be showing. Chelsea are qualified, and then it's down to Milan and Salzburg, who I've actually been following in the Bundesliga. Yeah, I've really enjoyed the Bundesliga this year, Ellie. I think they're absolutely mental, the fans over there. I think Salzburg will qualify second in that group. I actually have a funny feeling they may do so. We're going to Group F, Ellie. Yeah. Group F here, we've got Real Madrid, Leipzig, then we've got Celtic, of course. Yeah, Celtic are out. I think the top two have already qualified, I think. Basically, I think.
I hope, I don't like Shakhtar Donetsk because I read about them, their fans, that they don't like Jewish people. That's horrible. Yuck. No.
Yeah. Right, we'll skip on from that group, go up to Group G. Man City, as we know, qualified tonight. Dortmund, I think, have qualified as well. They just 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they just need a point. So I think Man City, Dortmund qualified, Seville into the Europa League. And Group H, and this is the shocker of the night, Juventus are out of the Champions League. PSG and Benfica Lisbon have both qualified. It's now down to the last game between Juventus and Haifa of Israel, who qualifies for the Europa League.
And you know who plays for Benfica, don't you?
Who?
Jan Vertonghen. Jan Vertonghen plays for Benfica. Well done, Jan. We'll see you in the next round.
Yeah. So that's the groups then. For the thing, we're going to catch up back with the chats, Ellie, because we were doing that. So let me go and
let's see what people are chatting about.
We've got Carl Simpson saying at Frankfurt when Gill went flying down the wing, I thought ball had got onto. I thought ball boy had gone to a pitch. We've got David Clark going 3-2 Spurs, Kane 2, 1 pence Son. Brilliant. We've got Nick going ho. Okay. Benny Hill, Chim to die, Andrew Gregory running off the pitch to the talk for the toilet. I'll never forget that. Hope says Nick, big up Nick. We've got Aaron Sense, Carl Simpson, LOL. Gill in fairness would make a good boy. Look, I think Gill will come good. I think Gill's gonna prove
Gill's boy. He's just not big enough to cope with the Premiership.
Ellie. I think he's going to prove everyone wrong. Okay, I'm really backing him. Gil
He
Messi.
needs to put a bit of weight on, though, Dermot.
He does, Ellie. But look, mark my words. Mark my words. He will come good. We've got.
I've said it as well that he'll come good. I've said it that I like the player because his movement is very good. He's an intelligent player. His movement off the ball when he receives it. The thing is, because he's so lightweight, if he gets tackled, he's going down. They can easily push him off the ball, which is not a good thing for him. So he needs to bulk up so that he can handle the Premiership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Ellie. I agree with
you.
I
agree with you. He's a good player.
Yeah.
I don't agree with this rhetoric that he's not a good player because he is.
Dave Clark says we will be on the edge of our chairs until the final whistle. That is for bloody sure.
Yeah.
Aaron Dobson, come to think of it, this season we could do with an entire team blooper reel to the Benny Hill Ginger. Yeah, some of them have been quite. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Down the thing.
Yeah.
Alexander Hilton has said something bar steak. Big up, Alexander.
He says intelligent things.
Yeah, I just hope he just puts it more in the chat and I'll bring his chat up. No problem. Aklo have been in the mud. They need They need. I knew he'd get steak in somewhere. They need steak
Steak
to me, but
to
oh,
be bought.
Jesus,
Yeah,
there's
and
me.
I think Gil needs a bit of steak as well.
Yeah.
He needs quite a few bits of steak.
Nick's put hope Marcus Edwards doesn't come back to haunt us. Look, that could be. That could
Yeah,
happen.
better.
Um,
I'll see him after the game if he does.
Yeah. My dad's claim to fame is being that the 1950 World Cup game where the USA beat England, he was in the Royal Navy at the time. They lost
Did they
that
win
to
2-0?
no, they
Was
lost
it
1-0.
2-0 to the
No, they
USA?
lost 1-0 to
Oh, was
the
it 1-0?
United States. It was the first
You
World Cup.
remember every result that England lose, Dermot, didn't you?
It's good. It was the first World Cup after the Second World War in Brazil. Brazil only had to draw against Uruguay in the final and they lost 2-1. Do you know Brazil never played another international game for 4 years after that final?
Oh, right. Because Uruguay won the first World Cup, didn't they?
Yeah, to beat Argentina 4-2.
Yeah.
Then Italy won it twice, and then Uruguay won it in 50, and then Brazil won it then in 58, 62, and 70, and then God knows what else.
They won it a lot of times.
Yeah.
5 times, isn't it?
Aaron's saying, Alex, Barca and Real bring in so much money to the economy, they get bailed out by the Spanish government. Look, that's a whole other show, but that's true.
True.
Carl Simpson, somebody give the Benny Hill music. Somebody give the Benny
Hill his mic drops. Yeah, you can pick that up, Dermot, on YouTube, the Benny Hill theme tune.
Yeah, but
and play it.
What do you want me to do? Run around, have somebody video me running around outside with a Dyer shirt and me pretending to be Eric Dyer? Yeah, okay. We'll do that. Dave Clark, that's a great claim. Go on, Ellie, you read this one out. Go on.
David Clark, that's a great claim to have. My uncle was working in Liverpool in 1948 and went to England's first defeat on home soil, England versus Ireland at Goodison. Hope I got that right.
Aaron, you have got that right. People seem to forget, right? The best team in the whole world, that first team to beat England, was a little country across the Irish Sea called the Irish Football National Side. It took them 30-something years, right, to beat us. They couldn't beat us in any European qualifier, World Cup, European Championships would beat you 1-0.
I know. 1-0 in the World Cup.
Houghton scored the winner. Do you know, Ireland will be back. So England, do you know, you had your victory against us. We let you have your little bit of joy. Ireland's coming back and we will beat you. We beat you in rugby. We'll beat you in the soccer soon too. Big up, Aaron. That's brought joy
to you on the dance floor as well, wouldn't it, Dermot?
Yeah, that's brought joy to my heart, seeing us beat the English at football. It just brings joy to the old heart. Big up. Come on, you boys in green. Right. Carl Simpson, Jan is back on Belgium now with Anderlecht, I believe. Yeah, he is. He is playing there now.
Oh, has he gone to Anderlecht?
Yeah.
Yeah, Vertonghen. I didn't even know. That's how much I've bloody been keeping up with football. I keep up with Spurs. That's about it.
1930-34, I think Uruguay won first World Cups. I may be wrong. Uruguay won it in 1930. Italy won it in Italy in 1934. Italy won it in France in 1938. Uruguay won it in Brazil
in
1950.
Right, they won it in 30 and 34.
No, Italy won it in 34 and 38, Ellie.
But he's saying 30 and 34.
Yeah,
he says Uruguay won.
Yeah,
but you said Italy won it.
Yeah, Uruguay won it in 1930. Italy won it in 30. Yeah, hang on, Ellie. Uruguay won it in 1930. Italy won it in 34. Italy won it again in 38. They won it back-to-back World Cup. Then Uruguay won it in 1950 in Brazil.
So they've won it twice.
Yeah. West Germany won it in 54 in Switzerland. Brazil won it in 58 in Sweden. England won it in 60. Yeah. Brazil then won it in 62 in Chile. England won it in 66 in England. Brazil won it in 70 in Mexico.
West Germany. Now I know.
Yeah.
I must be born now.
Yeah. 74 Germany won it. 78 Argentina won it. 82 Italy won it. 86 Argentina. 90 West Germany. 94 Brazil, 98 France, and after that I can't remember.
Wasn't 1990 was Germany? I thought 1990 was Italy.
No, Germany
When
beat
did
West
Italy win
Germany.
it? In the 90s.
They won it in 2006.
Yeah. But Italy have won it 4 times, haven't they?
Yeah, they won it in 1934, 1938, 1982, and 2006.
1982.
They beat West Germany in the final 3.
When we beat you, that's the year I met my husband. I knew Italy won it in like more recently, the 1982.
Yeah,
and
it was the World Cup where Brazil should have won it. Brazil had the best side in the world in '82 with Zico and Socrates and God knows, and Amero and some great sides. We've got David Clark. That England team in '50 was full of superstars.
Right.
Well, you had half the Manchester. That was another thing.
Ramsey must have been playing then.
Yeah, Bill Nick played in that World Cup team too.
Did he?
Yeah.
I thought it was just Alf Ramsey.
No, Bill Nick played in the World Cup team too in 1950.
Wow.
Also, Ellie, I want to say to you as well, something in my head. I'll come back to me and I'll get back. Arrington says, I have a suggestion, Ellie. Instead of playing Champions League, choose before the game, play the Benny Hill one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine that. Flipping hell.
Yeah. If you said that, Dermot, you'll get 5,000 subs.
If you did that. Yeah, come on, let's play Benny Hill. We'll get 5,000 subs.
Go on, Eddie. You read next few. Go
Benny Hill was faster than Dyer. Yes, he was. I think anybody's faster than Dyer.
Yeah.
It takes 5 years to turn his body when he's trying to defend. And it takes 5 years to make a pass as well.
That's so very true. That's so. Go on, Eddie. You keep. I'll hit
Ireland
you read
have never beaten Stake. So
Ireland.
make sure you remember that, Dermot.
Yeah,
no, Irish actually, have never beaten Stake.
I'm going to actually let you into a bit of a myth here. Stake came from Ireland.
I thought he was New Zealand and Argentina.
No, came from Ireland.
This Argentinian bloke that I met in the restaurant, right? It was a French restaurant, and an Argentinian man said that you can't beat Argentinian steak. So let's put that to stake, Alexandra Hilton. Can you beat Argentinian steak? Yes or no? Benny Hill tune to Ellie, chasing Dermot up the high road. Oh my God.
That'd be Ellie chasing me around Dublin when she comes over.
Yep. 30th of November. I'll be there.
Ellie actually did buy a Dyer t-shirt. She showed me once they were Dyer, so she could have Dyer on my back with me video running around over the O'Connell's Bridge, you know, with the Benny.
Yeah.
Oh Lord! I'll tell you one thing. That's the best. That's the best one tonight, right? That is the best one.
Really chasing Dermot up the high road.
We're going to have to do a little video with that, with you chasing me with that music, Ellie. We're going to have to do something like that.
In Ireland.
Right? Yeah, we're going to have to do something.
We'll do it. Don't worry. We'll post it on the next show after the 30th of November.
Yeah. Go on, Ellie. Go on.
If only we had a right wing back like Roberto Carlos, we would win the Champions League. True.
He scored that free kick, didn't he? Do you remember back in the day?
So much bend on the ball. You know, it sort of went one way, come the other way. Roberto Carlos, he put whip on it. It was
actually going away from the goal, and suddenly it just in.
And suddenly it was like a missile. The goalie thought, what?
And that was against France, by the way. We got Carl Simpson. Go on, Ellie.
Carl Simpson says, I love this. It's like when pub quizzes go wrong. Dermot is like, I am right, slams his pint down and walks out the pub. Oh my God. I'm glad we came on tonight because I needed cheering up.
Yeah, it's been a giggle this
Because
actually.
after that bloody Newcastle game, everybody needs cheering up.
Yeah. Andrew Gregory, Rossi was brilliant in 82.
Oh,
yeah.
definitely.
Do you know what? In the first 3 games, he never scored a goal at all. Scored 3 against Brazil, 2 against France, and 1 against Italy, and 1 against Germany in the final.
Yeah, he scored when it mattered. That's what you want. That's what a lot of people saying Harry Kane doesn't do.
Yeah.
Doesn't score when it matters.
Go on there, Ellie.
Carl Simpson. Sorry, David, I didn't mean to say that. I'll take that back. Carl Simpson, I can't compete with his historical knowledge. I'm older than him. Don't invite me to the pub quiz.
We are doing the quiz
All right,
on the
we won't
charity
write out the
streams.
invitation to you, Aaron.
We
We'll put it in the
doing,
bin.
we are doing a quiz on the charity stream. Dave Harris is going to be the quiz master, so that's going to be good.
Cool. Aaron, come on as well. We'd love to have you on. Oh my God, that'd be cool.
Carl Simpson, big up to Aaron.
And Carl. Carl, you've got to come on. David Clark, another one. All you guys, you've got to come on to our quiz.
Yeah. Do you remember the final between Holland and Germany where Holland stopped a Dutch player start because of the cost of his arm? Yes, that was in 1970. No, that actually wasn't. It was actually 1978. Argentina against Holland in the final.
Germany, but the Germans stopped a Dutch player start because of a cast on his arm.
It was actually Argentina against Holland in 1978. The Argentinians were going to walk off the pitch because of a cast on. It was actually Ozzy Ardiles who started that, believe it or not.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
But in 74, they never had all the cool. Do you know the flags to have up around the pitches before the start of the game?
Yeah.
Do you know, like they never had all them flags in before 74, but it was Argentina against Holland in 78.
It makes sense that Ozzy was arguing.
Yeah, it is so funny.
My abiding memory of Ozzy Ardiles arguing is the 1981 FA Cup final when they gave a penalty, and all he could do, he was chasing the ref around, arguing about the penalty for a good 5 to 10 minutes. He just didn't leave the ref alone. And I was thinking, Ozzy, get back into the game. And he eventually woke up to himself and stopped harassing the referee. Because he was so incensed because he said it wasn't a penalty. He speaks about it to this day. He was so angry.
We've got Andrew Gregory here. The Titanic turns faster than Dyer.
Yeah, it does. Even with a bloody big, what's it called? Iceberg. In front of it.
Well, you can imagine, right?
Put a IBM in front of it. Iceberg.
Hang on, Ellie. You can imagine the Titanic, right in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean, right? You had Dyer, Davis, Sanchez on watch, right? The Titanic gets hit, right? Sanchez starts running around looking for something. Davis is looking for his sheep, and there's Dyer. It'd be like the three.
Sorry, we'll apologise to the Welsh there, Dermot, for saying sheep.
Sorry,
you've got to make an apology.
I apologise for saying that. I do apologise.
I love the Welsh people.
So do I. Actually, I have to say, I really do.
Quickly moving on. Gareth Bale, didn't they?
No, tell you like actually there was sheep on the Titanic, Ellie. That's
yeah.
So there was sheep on the Titanic. There was animals and people on the Titanic. So
right, yeah, there was.
Yeah,
there's quite a lot of gamblers as well playing cards down in the decks.
It's amazing. They built a ship right, said it was unsinkable.
Yeah.
But it's sunk. How's this stream gone away from football completely, Ellie? We started as the
people going. Yeah, we're back on football.
Yeah.
Alf Ramsey played in that 1950 game as well as Stanley Matthews. Well done.
There's a player, Stanley Matthews, went on to his 50s, I think, Ellie, didn't he?
Yeah. You know, Spurs, they're the most, I think they're the most prolific club for giving managers to England. Is that correct?
I think so.
Because Alf
I think
Ramsey
so.
won it, Glenn Hoddle, Terry Venables. Who else? Who else has been the England manager? Glenn Hoddle, Terry Venables,
What, that
Alf
what?
Ramsey.
That what, Ellie?
Any other managers who've been Spurs players or been a Spurs manager?
Alf Ramsey, Glenn Hoddle,
Glenn Hoddle,
Terry
Terry
Venables.
Venables. Anybody else?
I can't
I
think
think
of any.
I can't think of any more, but I think we've
There's been
provided the
three.
most
Yeah,
managers.
three. We've got Aaron saying Ellie chasing Durhamo around Temple Bar.
All right, so Temple Bar in Ireland, yeah.
Yeah. It's, I'll show you Ellie when you go over.
Famous. Yeah, you're showing it.
We've got Carl Simpson here. Benny Hill music while Dermot is looking around corners through Levy's office windows.
Oh my God. If you did that, Dermot, that would be so funny.
Right.
Oh God.
Ellie, go on, you
We get
need
back
to
on the
take over.
football.
I'm sorry.
Right, so we're going to get back on the football now, lads. Let's talk football. So, in the chat, what do you think the score prediction for the Spurs Sporting Lisbon is going to be, and who do you think will be the scorers? If you do 0-0, then obviously don't put scorers because there won't be any. Right, so who do you think we're going to win our league by sealing a victory tomorrow?
Yeah.
And if
We'll
we
get through.
do, what would the scoreline be, and who would you say is going to score the goals?
Carl, just add to that what you comment you put in. I want to know what happens next. I really do. Dave Clark, he scored that goal against England when Pele trapped it, passed it off for Carlos to bend it into the bottom corner that was against Italy.
Lovely.
That's the best goal ever.
Yeah, brilliant.
Was it Pablo Rossi that did that crazy celebration?
No, it was Marco Tardelli.
That's it.
The one when he went and he shook his head like that. That is the most iconic World Cup celebration. That is Marco Tardelli.
Yeah. Big up David Clark. I think me and Dave Clark are going to have a bit of a disagreement here. He says no because it was against Germany because Taylor was the referee. Yet Taylor gave away the 2 penalties at each end. But if you go back, it was against Argentina that they wouldn't play because of the cast on the Dutch player's hand.
Yeah,
I'm sure of it. So if I'm wrong, I apologise, but I think I'm right. We've got Benny Hill.
You're always right.
No, I'm not always right. Benny Hill tune to Brian Daigle chasing Levy. That's true.
Oh my God, I've just seen Ben Davies in the press conference for the sporting game. Ben Davies. Do you believe that? He does, but he doesn't play well.
No, he doesn't. No.
He was playing well last season, but this season he hasn't.
Nerdy language fact: Berg means mountain. Hoibier means high mountain. Exactly. And that was I've got one more. I've got your last tweet, Eddie, which was done for you, coming up.
Okay.
Very quickly. We won't be going for too much longer, so I think Eddie's going to fall asleep in a minute.
I ain't falling asleep. Don't worry. I'm just getting Marco Tardelli's goal up.
Yeah. Well, share it to me, Ellie, and I'll try to get it up on.
Let me share it to you.
Yeah. Dyer would say, "I found the ice. Now where's the whiskey?" He would have done.
I know.
Oh dear.
Dyer, you know what? The Italians look so immaculate.
Yeah,
their hair. They're so.
I want to say something to you, Ellie. Please don't take this the
Yeah,
wrong
go
way.
on.
Right.
Yeah, go on then. What
I
you
don't
gonna
know
hit
if
me
any
with?
Spurs fan has copped this on, right? But I've seen pictures of Conte in his playing days, and he's nearly as bald as a goat.
He hasn't got much hair on top, has he?
But suddenly now he's got loads of hair.
Yeah, he's probably had the hair transplant. That's why.
I thought it was a toupee. It's a
Right,
bit like Terry Wogan.
I've shared the Marco Tardelli goal to you, so
Okay.
hold on. Send. Why ain't it sending? That's it. It's sent now.
Okay.
Get it up there because it's such a good. So it's the brilliant, iconic goal celebration of the World Cup. No one will forget that.
Yeah.
Even youngsters, they show it. They even show it now. We won't get taken down for that, will we?
Might do. It's the BBC.
Oh God! It's the BBC's.
Well, look, I find that. Yeah, I'll find a downloaded copy of that, and we will get it up.
Yeah.
2-1 to Spurs. Close Kane and Bentancur. Carl Simpson. Andrew's laughing at Carl Simpson. Aaron must win game. 2-1 to Spurs. Kane brace. Yeah, absolutely, Aaron. I think you're right.
Fake gratuitous.
Yeah. Thank you, Ellie. Tardelli's That the Passion was insane. Yeah.
I know.
Levy caught you, dragged you into his office and asked you if you're cheap enough for. Right. All right. Okay. You read this one out, Ellie.
Levy caught you and dragged you into the office and asked you if you are cheap enough. Are you up for the job as Dyer's personal assistant mascot?
Yeah. I'll tell you, get in the car. I'm going to drive you somewhere remote and leave you there. It was against England in 1970 group stages. Brazil won 1-0, where Pele swapped shirts with Bobby Moore. Yeah, and it was also that game where the England goalkeeper made probably one of the best saves ever in World Cup history.
Gordon Banks. Brilliant.
Yeah. Carl Simpson says Conte had a marvellous hair transplant years ago.
He did.
And then,
beautiful blue eyes as well, Conte.
And then David Clark says Jimmy Greaves came back from playing in Italy because he only drank wine, not beer. Fair enough. Big up, Dave. Ellie, look, we've had a blast on the show tonight. Also, we've got a few more. Really big loss not having Italy at the World Cup. The colours, fans, the passion, the anthem, the history doesn't feel the same without them. Look, for me, I think the biggest loss of all is not having the Irish there. I mean, we go to countries, right, and we serenade to women with babies in prams. We serenade children to sleep. We have the best set of. I know the Italy fans are big, and I think we've got the best set of fans in the world. I don't know if Aaron would agree with me. When we go abroad, we're the best set of fans ever. We make a tournament. When we get knocked out, the tournament dies because I haven't got the Irish there. But that's just my opinion. I love the Italian national anthem. I really do. I think it's the most passionate national anthem going. I don't know if Ellie is frozen.
True. True. I just think obviously the Irish, but you know the Italians when they come on the pitch, they're so immaculate. Yeah.
They do. Banks, the greatest goalkeeper of
really big loss.
I would put Gordon Banks, Pat Jennings, and Ray Clements in my top 3 of all time great. Oh, Dino's off in my top.
Dermot.
No, I'm fine. Ellie's gone. Am I all right? People can still see me. Can they say yes? We've got Andrew, our away fans. Hello. Ellie's come out and come in.
I've come in again.
Yeah.
Just chucked me out.
I know. Ellie, Aaron says, our away fans have always had a good laughs.
I think it might be Benny Hill come back to the dead.
Yeah, there's something about the Irish fan. I agree with you. That was Price's Aaron, but there was something in the 1990 World Cup, right? The Irish fans were taken off a boat, and the English fans and the Dutch fans were all put into separate pens, right? And it was a really hot day, right? And the English fans, you can imagine it's a hot day. You've come on a boat, all you want to do is get into a pub and get a few drinks in you. So you had the Dutch fans and the English fans sort of goading each other. So the Italian policeman comes up to where the Irish fans are. Right, this is what they were doing. Meh. Meh. Every one of them was acting like a sheep. They all got together though. That was the funny thing. They all just stood together in a line and started making sheep noises. It's the most funniest thing. Jack Charlton said that. But yeah, we do. I agree with Aaron. Our away fans always are good.
I know.
We've got.
Do you know when at the height of COVID, just before you read that one out?
Yeah.
Do you know at the height of COVID when they showed on the Italians serenading each other across the hall. They're all seeing each other.
I know.
Yeah, go on, read this one from Cole Simpson, Dermot.
Yeah, it's okay, Dermot. Just pick up a substitute country to support. Don't miss out on the chance for a needs up. Look, I'm going for Argentina and Brazil. They're my teams I'm picking. And I'm also going to support Canada because Izan's part of our channel, so I'm going to support Canada as well. And every team that's playing England.
I will as well. I'll do it, but Izan and Bobby playing these little boys.
Yeah. We've got David Clark, Chilton, and Lev Janssen of Russia. Yeah, absolutely top end goalkeepers.
What
pen was they in? They were in the far pen, I think, Dave. But they did it in Russia as well. They start making sheep noises to the Russian police over there. The Russian police didn't know what to do with them. Just they left them in the stadium, right? And they're playing something, and they start making sheep noises. The Russian police didn't know what to do with them. So they got out, and there's a group that got a bit. They started singing the Dubliners songs, right, to the Russian police. The police thinking, "What the fuck? Let them go." We have got the best set of fans in the world. I don't care what anyone says. We're the most passionate, but we don't cause any trouble, and we have the best crack. And Carl Simpson as an Englishman, I am looking forward to Southgate playing defensive football, completely not utilising Kane's strengths.
Look, true. Not playing Grealish either. No. Bringing him on at 82 minutes or something like that. Gives him about 5 to 8 minutes.
I think. Look, I think you're going to struggle against Iran. To be fair, I mean, can you imagine that group?
If we can't beat Iran, we might go home.
Yeah. Well, whoever thought when they were doing that draw, Ellie, right? They got England against Wales and then USA against Iran.
I know. I know. It's a recipe for disaster, isn't it?
I mean, can you imagine?
There'd be a lot of flag burning, just put it that way.
Yeah, that's as far as we're going with that one, Ellie. I know what you mean, though.
That's another one.
Yeah, Aaron's turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese. I think that was the 80s song, wasn't it? I'm turning Japanese.
I'm turning Japanese. Yes, I'm turning Japanese. That's a mix song. That's a song. He's quoting the song.
Yeah, I know. If I'm supporting Japan, so Aaron, you're going to support Japan.
I'm supporting Japan because you've got a daughter in Japan, haven't you?
I think he's got a daughter, and I think he has. Yeah, Dave Clark's going to South Korea quarterfinals. Yeah, exactly.
I hope he does well.
Carl Simpson, I'm just going to be drunk for the whole World Cup, numb the pain. Yeah.
Imagine if Sonny comes back a World Cup winner. What would Kane say to him?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine if England actually won the World
For
Cup?
fuck's sake, gone.
Can you imagine,
Sorry
Ellie,
about my friend.
if England won the World Cup? We'd never hear the end of it. Seriously.
No, of course, because the whole country is going to go into raptures. There'll be like celebrations. There'll be parties for 2,000 years.
Mm.
What are you looking at, Dermot?
I don't know. I just keep seeing flashes, and I don't know where it's coming from.
Oh, right. It's lightning. You've got lightning.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And we've got Aaron. Yeah, she was born in Japan. JP sits in my second country after Ireland. Yeah, big up, Aaron.
Yeah.
We've got Andrew Gregory. The thought of Dyer and Maguire together is crazy.
It's scary.
That would send an English fan to drink.
I know.
If Son comes back
that.
a World Cup winner, Carl Simpson, yeah, okay. I don't want to see YouTube. Thank you very much. Go away. Thank you, notification.
If Son comes back a World Cup winner, Real Madrid will be really happy for their new signing, apparently. Oh my God. I'd love to be a fly on the wall when Son comes in with his World Cup medal and Kane's got nothing.
We've got Dave.
That would be hilarious. Poor Kane.
There's one thing certain: Kane won't be coming back with one. Oh, poor Kane. I just want. You know what? I would love Kane just to win something. If with us offering, I read. And Carl says the flashes are Levy's helicopter landing in your garden.
He's coming after us.
I haven't got a garden. I've only got a bit for a front garden because there's another house. There's a funny story to this, right? We had the council come around one day. This gone back a couple of years ago, right? And he says, "I'd like to see your back garden." I said, "We don't have a back garden because the houses we live in are all built back to back. So there's 4 houses back to back." So I said, "I don't have a back garden." And he stood there for about 10 minutes arguing about me having a back garden. And we're done. I had to take him around and point to the house. I said, "That's my back garden," after about 10 minutes of arguing the point. Do you know what they did? He looked at me, he went, "Okay," got in his car and drove off. I thought,
dear.
I went, Jesus Christ. But anyway, look, we've got one more here. We've got Dave saying Kane wouldn't win a raffle if he bought all the tickets with his Ellie, I hear some rumbling. I hear rumbling. I hear rumbling.
What do you hear?
I hear rumbling from Kildare.
I know. David would be turning.
Yeah, Dave's antenna will be twitching. I can hear rumbling from Kildare. Yeah,
from one David to another David.
Yeah, and
he'll be after you.
It's Carl Simpson says, "There you go, Dermot. That story is the Benny Hill music." But anyway, listen.
Are we allowed to play the Benny Hill music to see us out?
No,
we're not. No. Oh, that's a shame. I could hum it.
Well, listen, do it before the end of the stream. We'll do like we do for the match of the day thing.
I can do it, yeah.
Okay. David Clark, that's your stomach. Probably is, David. Probably is. But listen, I want to thank everyone who's come into the stream tonight. We came up to talk about the match tomorrow, but we've had a giggle. Absolutely loved it. We had a laugh. You've had me. I had to put off my camera, Carl Simpson, because I was laughing that much. I nearly peed myself. But yeah, me and Ellie have got our thoughts over where we stand. So to end the show off, me and Ellie are very much on the fence. We're giving Levy a chance. We're going to see what he does. Conte will be backed. He will be staying. So don't worry, Spurs fans. We are going to be successful. Ellie, I'm going to put you now onto a solo screen. And then will you take us out, please?
Yeah.
With that little bit of music. Yeah.
Right. Are you ready, everybody? That's it. That's my life.
Oh, I was going to end it there. I just
That was
want to
pretty
see.
good.
I
I
just wanted
enjoyed
to
that.
see. Yeah. Aaron Dobbs for fun. Fun show. Lots of laughs. Do. We got that. We've got Carl Simpson. That's my superpower. What make
Yeah.
people test themselves? Hey, White
What
Hart
we
Lane.
should do,
Hey guys.
we should dedicate a show, Dermot, to having a laugh every week.
Yeah.
We should
Yeah,
call
we
it
should
Having
do
a
it.
Laugh with Ellie and Dermo.
Yeah. Nick Coupland, great show, guys. We've got White Hart Lane. Am I too late?
Yes, we got Right Out Lane in. Yes.
Right. I'm
No,
sorry to
you're not
break it
too
to you.
late.
The answer
Do
is
you want me
yes.
to do the Benny Hill music again? Because he probably missed it.
Okay, and then I will end the show. All right.
Ready?
We've got. Hang on. Hang on your horses, missus. Hang on.
I'm so keen to do it.
Carl Simpson says, I'm on a trip. I wish I was too.
He's on a trip of a lifetime.
Yeah. And Benny Hill's running away from Ellie in my head now. Look, Ellie, look, Aaron, it's like a horror film, right? You got Chucky. Ellie's chasing Chucky with a Benny Hill theme.
Oh my God. Don't remind me of Chucky. I used to have this doll, right?
Yeah.
That looked like a doll that was on Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And on Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which I used to
kid.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch, yeah. I used to watch it with my kids, right? And the dolly turned around and it goes, I'm a Marley dolly and I'm going to get you. And I had a dolly like that, so I threw it in the bin.
We've got
Honestly, it's a scary thing.
Saying, I'll watch it back. Big up White Hart Lane. I love the name. I absolutely adore your name.
It is Darren, a very funny show, right, aren't they?
Darren says, great, Ellie.
Yes.
White Hart Lane says, I start my new job tomorrow. What are you doing? Let us know. Good luck from us here all at THFC. Good luck. And we've got Carl Simpson, Ellie in The Shining. Here's Ellie.
Congratulations on your new job.
Dermot, my friend, is now fighting at the end of November. Right. Before we go off air, I want a very quick yes or no in the chat. Do we do a Fury White watch along on this channel for people that can't get it? Do we do a few? Right, we're going to give you a couple of minutes, yes or no. So put yes or no in the chat if you want us to do a Fury White watch along. So let us know. Is
that where they can actually watch it with you, or they're just watching you watching?
Yeah. It'd be on the telly, so I'd be doing the watch like we do with the football. But we'll do the undercard and everything. We'll have a good laugh. So I've got a few people. Carl Simpson says 100% yes. Aaron is giving some advice. Best wishes. My advice: take your shoes off, put your feet.
He says, "Right, Hart Lane. Best wishes. My advice: take your shoes off, put your feet on the bench table, and tell the boss you take 2 sugars in your tea and get a move on."
So Carl Simpson say yes. Any more want to see a Fury White watch along on this channel? Let us know. If you go off air, let us know in the chat in the comments as well. Is it something you want us to do? I think it'd be brilliant. I think it'd be fun. Nick Couplon saying yes. Darren Wilton B saying yes. See, it's very expensive to buy on pay-to-view. So I'm just thinking, save people money. We'll do it here. So keep yes or no coming in. Right. So Ellie, and then we've got Andrew White Hart Lane. Thank you, Aaron. I do take 2 sugars as it goes. It's not Fury. It's White versus Franklin. I thought it was Fury versus White.
It's White.
Oh no, it's Fury versus Chioza. Chiosa. That was it. The Fury fight. But yeah, but let us know when he is White Hart Lane, and we'll promote the fight and everything. So yeah, we are going to do the Tyson Fury watch along on this channel. Me, Ellie, and we'll get somebody else to join us as well. Might get a few of us to watch it and do it. That'd be good fun. Ellie, are we gonna sing us out with the
yeah? Shall I do the match of the day instead?
Can you do both?
Yeah, I could. Right, I'll start with Benny Hill then.
Yeah.
That's that one. Right, now we do match of the day.